What's up, guys? So it is Tuesday right now. We're in the Tampa area down in Florida. If you haven't heard yet, we have a hurricane coming. If you didn't know that, you'll find out after I release this video, because this is actually going to come out after the hurricane hits. If this video doesn't make it to the YouTube, then that means that we took on a lot of damage. Plan is just to bunker down at the house. I've got everything kind of situated. Everything's full of gas, including all the bikes. We've got some ice, we've got a cooler, we've got some goods and stuff like that to keep us fed. We've got water. We should be good. The track of the hurricane keeps changing at this point in time, so it's hard to tell exactly what's going to happen. But this is the same thing we saw back in 2017 when Irma hit, and it was kind of floating all over the place. And eventually when it did hit, it knocked power out, at least at my house, for 7 days. And 7 days without power in Florida when it's 90 degrees outside and 100% humidity really sucks. I'm hoping that that doesn't happen again this time.
To shore north of Fort Myers with dangerous winds and catastrophic storm surge. The storm is moving inland and dumping tremendous amounts of rain along the I-4 corridor. To fly into the eye of hurricanes, described the flight into Ian as the roughest of his career.
Shore, causing major flooding. Residents here were among the 2.5 million people who were told to evacuate. Some chose to stay.
So we actually fared pretty well with the hurricane, at least in this area. Now if you're from Florida, you live in Florida, you've probably seen some of the effects that have taken place from Hurricane Ian. It was supposed to hit Tampa directly. That was the original plan for this storm, and obviously the last minute it decided to change. So that means that we didn't really get a whole lot of we got some wind and a little bit of rain, but as you can see, like, people are doing a little bit of cleanup and stuff like that, but we got very, very lucky in this particular area. And it seems to be the case. A lot of people say it's because of the jet stream or because of the Indian burial sites that supposedly protect the Tampa Bay area from any type of major hurricane or storm. And so far that's kind of been the case. I can see some people boarded up completely. I didn't board up because I just feel like, I don't know, I like to be prepared, but I don't like to overdo it. So, and I feel like the windows in my house they're kind of impact proof to a certain extent. So but we made sure that we had water, we made sure that we had some food and stuff like that. And thankfully I didn't lose power or anything. I had the family at the house, and so we were doing, you know, just activities and stuff at the house. You know, we got a 7-year-old bored out of his mind because he's stuck to the house during everything, but overall it went well, and there wasn't really a whole lot of anything to report to. That's why I didn't really record or anything during the actual storm, because it was just a typical day, really. Again, we got very lucky. We woke up to the temperature in like the low 70s, and it felt beautiful out, a little breezy out. It's still a little breezy out today, but as you can see, it's a beautiful day now. All the storms have passed, meaning that the next week's probably going to be great weather for motorcycles and just being outside in general. So I'm pretty excited about that. I figured I'd take the Grom out today, just go do a little sightseeing. I had to go check on the studio and a couple other friends' houses and stuff earlier. A lot of people evacuated, and that was kind of like a big concern, because the state and the officials were telling everybody to either go north or to go east, and a lot of people, in fact you saw it on the news, where I-4 headed to Orlando and to the East Coast was just backed up traffic like crazy, because everybody was trying to get over there, because it looked like we were going to be hitting, like, you know, a direct hit from this storm. But we were very fortunate that didn't happen. But the issue that did happen is that a lot of people headed east, and the storm ended up hitting Orlando basically directly. Now it did slow down a little bit once it got to that point. It wasn't as strong of a storm, but it's still, I had a couple of friends that reached out that were in Orlando, and they were telling me about how crazy the wind and the rain was, and that happened this morning while we were enjoying this beautiful weather. And then Daytona got hit pretty bad, and that east side of the state kind of got torn into a little bit once it passed over throughout the night. Big shout out to all of the rescue guys out there, the police officers, the firefighters, the EMTs, everybody that's been out, you know, kind of here for the community during times like this, because it can get scary, and when something happens, those are the guys that we call. So big shout out to all those guys, all those men and women. Looks like the intercoastal way over here is looking about normal. So while we fared okay over here in the Tampa area, the devastating part of it is that we were prepared for it, because it was telling us that the storm was heading towards us. So Tampa, everybody in Tampa along our beaches, everybody was prepared. We had water, we had food, we were sheltered in place, or else other people evacuated, and houses boarded up. Long story short, we were prepared. And what happened at the very last minute is that it took a turn to the east, the storm did, and started kind of hitting a little bit more south. Unfortunately, down in Fort Myers, Naples area, they weren't prepared for this storm, because originally it was showing it was going to hit the Panhandle, and then it started shifting a little bit further down and kind of down close to Tampa. So these people were not prepared for what was about to hit them, and it hit them at what I believe was a Category 4 rated storm, which is very, very, very intense. That's probably 150 miles an hour worth of wind and a bunch of rain, and the tide was super high, just flooding everything on the coast down there, which is devastating. And you know, I think that's why it's important to be just constantly prepared. If you live in Florida, you just have to be prepared no matter what. Don't wait until there's warnings or a storm coming. Just make sure you always are stocked up with water and some food. That way, no matter what happens, you're ready. Because even when we were prepping here, you go to a store, there's no bread, everything's sold out. The bread was gone. I still don't have any bread at the house because I just couldn't get any. And that was a week beforehand, and I still couldn't get bread. The other downside is gas. Everybody waits till the last minute to fill up with gas. So I was trying to fill up with gas just to work, just for work, not even to prep or anything like that. But I had a couple jobs in Tampa, and I had to drive from, so I'm actually in Pinellas County, which is like St. Pete's side, and I had to drive all the way over to Tampa for work, and I couldn't find gas to get over there. Thankfully, I was able to finally come up with some gas, but yeah, that's just what happens down here. If you're not from Florida, you've never been a part of any of this before, that's basically what happens. Everybody rushes to the stores, they buy everything up, the gas stations don't have any gas. It makes it tough. Nope, we're gonna come in here. Let's see what we can come up with. Let's see if I get kicked out of here. There we go. All right, go into a different camera. So I don't know if you can even hear me because it's so windy out here, but I made it out to the beach just to kind of give a look as to what's going on right now. It's just windy out right now. It's actually looks like a great day to just go surfing. I don't know if I would recommend that, but because I'm not a surfer, I don't know what the dangers of that are, but it is, the beach is empty obviously, and if you look over here, you can see how this is how people like board up down here in Florida. Obviously these people, they've got their home right here, they've got basically a direct hit waiting for them right there. So they'll put up these shutters, these electronic shutters that kind of closes everything in, basically makes a big concrete and metal box, and that kind of keeps everybody safe inside, which is nice. Obviously that's what we're going for, safety here. Again, we are very, very fortunate here because down in Fort Myers, this isn't the way it is. Fort Myers, Naples, down there, it's a disaster. And you know, Pinellas County, Tampa area, we got very, 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 very lucky. I'm very, very fortunate. We are very fortunate about that. The big thing is, you know, we're gonna try to help out the people down south best we can. People in Orlando, we're gonna try to help out because we have all these supplies that we don't need because we didn't really get hit. All these other people that didn't prep though, they're gonna need the supplies. So we're gonna try our best to try to get some supplies to them. I'm gonna put some links below for you guys if you're able to help out, if you're able to donate money, or if you're able to donate supplies or anything like that. I'm gonna put some links down below and some different ways that you can help out with that as well. And hopefully we can help these people that really need it most. And it's just one of those things where we joke about this until it actually hits. Especially in Tampa, we're very, I don't know, we joke about this a lot every time a storm's coming because it seems to always miss us. And
you know, like usual, we're joking about it, but you know, there's people that are joking about it down south, and now it's a real life situation. There's a lot of people that have flooded homes. They've lost their houses, their jobs, their businesses, all that stuff. So, you know, just if you can, help these people out. They need it most right now. Yeah, it's not good, man.
Looks like the birds made it. I'm happy to see the birds out here. Got some water in there. That water is rushing though. So you can see, I don't know if you can see how fast that water is flowing. But it's being sucked out to somewhere. And the other thing too is a lot of businesses closed, but as you can see, a lot of them are still boarded up just in preparation. So businesses will close a day or two before just to get ready and prep for the storm. They will close down, board up the place, and then wait out the storm. So you got 2 days worth of prep there, and then when it comes down to after the storm, whether or not we got some bad weather or not, we end up with an unprepped day basically, where everybody's uncovering the windows and just kind of getting things back to normal, which takes about a day to do as well. You know, you think some of these businesses, they got their livelihoods in those walls, so they definitely take the time to board things up, make sure the sandbags are down, make sure their business is going to be okay after the storm. Anyway, I just wanted to keep you guys posted on what's going on down here in the Tampa area. Again, there's a lot of people that are still without power. Flooding, not so much. We got very lucky on that front, but keep the people in the actual path, keep them in your thoughts. And again, if you can help them out, please do. The people of Fort Myers, Naples, that whole west coast of Florida down there, and then all the way through Orlando to Daytona. It's been a wild night, couple days, you know. Yeah, anyway, the weather's looking nice in the next couple days. We'll be doing bike night, we'll be doing some rides. We've got the breast cancer awareness ride coming up in October. We've got the Halloween ride coming up as well, the next weekend after that. So we've got a lot of stuff coming up, and I'll be taking you guys along for a ride, of course. We'll be doing some more moto vlogging and vlogging in general. The weather's been crazy. It's been raining all the time. It's been super hot. It just has not been enjoyable to really do much outside when it comes to the motorcycle stuff, but we are coming back. We're coming back hot, so buckle in. And again, if you're in the Tampa area and you want to join, please check out our page, the Bay Area Riders. We've got a Facebook group and a fan page as well. That's where we post up all of our events, everything that we've got going on. It's all right there. We'd love to see you in there if you're not already, and we'd love to see you on a ride. Anyway, until next time.